Just my opinion.
All right. We're gonna give you a little time to get in. But while we are waiting, how was your day?
It was long and it was very hot. I do not want to go to hell. Okay.
No. They're
It
right,
was
people.
it was scorching hot out there. I
Uh,
mean, I think it was hotter today than it was yesterday.
it certainly
So
felt like it.
yes, if you work outside, people drink a lot of fluid, water, Gatorade, Powerade, whatever your preference is. Drink a lot of it because you are going to fry out there. I mean, I couldn't even run from the sun. It was between the cars and cement. I was catching hell out there. But other than that, hey, I'm a little under the weather, but hey, we're gonna get through it.
All
So,
right.
how was your day?
Uh, my day was pretty good. I guess I'm starting to like separate myself from the day, if that makes sense. Like I'm not even really stressing.
Good.
This might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. When I stop stressing about stuff, I don't tend to care. So we'll see. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. If you're watching the replay, thank you, and thank you for the one that's with us right now. Don't know who you are, but we're glad that you're here. You want to go ahead and sign us in so we can hit this intro, please?
Well, again, thank everyone for showing up and staying up late with us in H Town. Slim J, just my opinion. Tonight, I think y'all gonna have a good debate.
Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties. Intro does not want to work.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I missed. I know that we're all screwed.
Here, here.
We play our roles and ignore the
Also,
problem.
just in case they still here with us right now, what we're using is
This will give people time to get on, sit back, grab you a
I
nice,
like to be weighing my
refreshing drink
patience.
or
Stay up, I feel so
nightcap snack
outdated. How can we look the
to
other
see how we
way?
can get through
Sun
this
is out, but the sky is
technical
gray. What
problem.
would happen if I took a
Now,
chance?
stay up
It's
and enjoy.
always hard at first glance.
At least
I
we're
don't
looking
wanna,
at
but I
something,
know I
not
gotta
just a
do
big
it.
screen,
The
right?
truth is hard to swallow.
I have
I
no
think I'll
idea.
chew
I can't
it.
see.
We're looking at the screen, and I'm just saying, just my opinion. It's we're doing good on this end. I don't know.
Did
I wish I knew
you think that was saying right? You put something in the
how
chat.
much I miss.
We can't hear you. Um, it's saying that we are live. Oh yeah, it is. It's playing the intro actually right now, and the intro
Um,
just went off.
it did.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, that means we probably talking through the whole intro. Let's see.
Yeah, I was getting out close to the screen.
Hmm.
Then all of a sudden, what I said we wasn't looking at, a black screen,
All right.
but now
Let's
we're
see.
looking at it.
Let's see if you put your camera back on. And okay, we are back some kind of weird way. But we
Yes.
thank you guys for rocking with us. I don't know how. This is why you have two laptops at the same time. So this one was like, I'm done. So it's like I need a break. And now that
Yeah.
that one's back up, this one is back up. So I don't know why it took all of that, but guys, we hope that you did get to watch that. I don't know if you heard it or not, but at least it wasn't a blank screen. So, um, let
True
me
facts.
go ahead and pull up this other stuff that it crashed on me, and we will get it rolling. So let's go ahead and show them. Let's go ahead and show them the design for tonight, and I'll let you talk to them a little bit about it while I get everything pulled back up.
Okay, okay. So the blame game we play, it is natural or did you get that? Natural. Okay. So this kind of gonna touch your growing up, turn into a young woman or a young man, or turn into a real woman or a real man. It's gonna separate you, and some of may step on some people's toes, but hey, it's life, and that's how we're gonna see if you cut the umbilical cord or do you still have it attached to you some kind of way. So this the blame game we play. Is it natural or natural? With Slym J, just my opinion. We about to find out. Did I lose you? I think I lost him. Yep. And we was up running early. I'm talking about, I was on here getting things together so we can have a good show. Don't want to bore no one on any of my shows. So I had to, prep a little bit. But sometimes prepping just don't help, especially when we live, right? You got to make sure that we're going to have some kind of technical problems. But hey, we'll get through it.
Would be fun if we didn't have no issues.
But
Right.
hey, it's like life. Deal with it. Deal with the course that's given to you. Just choose wisely.
So, a little question: why nature versus nurture? Why do you want to talk about that tonight?
Well, I noticed as I was coming up, I wasn't raised by my mother or father, okay? I was actually raised by my great grandmother and grandmother. And I used to blame my mom and my dad for not raising me. And as I got older, I tried to understand, but I was stubborn. I didn't want to understand. So I had issues and I pushed it on them because they wasn't around. But as I got older, then I realized I'm older. I'm a grown woman. It's time to cut the umbilical cord and move on. The choices that I make now is all on me. So I couldn't blame them for not being there for me or being there for me. So it
Mhm.
was a choice I had to make. So I just think that's something we need to talk about.
Okay. All right. Before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, Slim wanted me to let you guys know that it is a tax-free weekend this weekend. It does not cover
Yes.
electronics, but I'll let Slim explain it to you a little bit more. But it is tax-free weekend.
Yes. So, guys, this weekend is tax free weekend. Um, of course, not on electronic. Um, on some backpacks, there's tax free. Well, the thing is, you have to spend $100 or more, which you'll probably get like $8 off of it. To some people, that's maybe not a big deal, but to me, every penny counts to save. So if you have to go out to get your kids, your child, your children, clothes, tennis shoes, whatever the case they have to do with supplies and school clothes, if you spend $100 or more, yes, you can get tax free off of that $100. I think, like I said, it's like $8 off. which is like the state taxes. Well, I just say Texas. Here in Texas, as I know, is a 8.25%. So $8 can save. I mean, do adjustments for you. You know, depends on how many kids you have. You may can go to one of those $5 meals they having around in all these fast food places now.
Facts.
So hey, we may not get a full meal, but we can get something going on around here. But yeah, just try that tax free weekend. It is very helpful. Um, it was also something else I was going to tell you. Oh, I did say, you know, it's not on electronics. So if you need to get like a computer or a tablet or something in that nature to, you know, help your child with school, the best thing that I should think you should do is wait till Black Friday if there's something that you can do. If not, like I said, a lot of my little electronic things come from Treasure for Less, right there from 1960 and Wells Fargo.
Yep.
Try them out.
Right down the road. So,
Yes.
Texas tax free weekend for 2024, August 9th through 11th. Like Slim said, the eligible items for this is most clothing, footwear, and school supplies that are priced under $100. And this is going to include like your pants, shirts, dresses, and skirts, your shoes, boots, and sandals. Who wears sandals to school? Anyway, school supplies like binders, backpacks, calculators, and notebooks. Important notes that I just found out myself is that online purchases, qualifying items bought online by mail or any other method during the tax free period are also exempt from sales tax. So that's cool. And then some exclusions are items over $100, clothing subscription boxes. So you can't like get a subscription. So your kid be coming to school fly every month and they got new clothes. And certain accessories like jewelry and handbags are not tax free. And
So
just
don't
like
try
with
to go get a coach. It's not gonna
right,
work.
don't do that. That ain't gonna work.
No.
And just like Slim said, it's a great opportunity to save on the stuff that you need. So if you do need to do that, um, please,
Yes,
please,
because
please.
it is high. I mean, those school supplies and that list is ridiculous. I don't mind helping other kids, but don't force me to help other kids. Why do I need to buy $5 of glue? Okay, you only have like 9 months up in school. Like, how often are y'all gonna use this glue? Kleenex. I mean, I only have one child that's going to school, and I have to buy like 6 boxes of Kleenex.
Well,
Your child,
I think it got a lot to do with the actual classroom.
it does. And actually, I'm just being funny, but it helps the parent. I mean, okay, let me put it like this: the parents that go out there and actually get everything that's on that school supply list helps the parent that cannot go out there and get everything on that school list for their child.
That's a good
So
point.
you know, it just
About
helped
that.
them out. So if you do, and you do have extra money, you know, to get extra school supplies or whatever, you know, just shoot it to the class because there are kids that's out there that's willing and very interested in getting their education, and their mother, father, maybe their grandparents don't have the money to get it, you know. So you will help them when you do buy extra school supplies, or sometimes just buying the school supplies that's on the list. Which is like I said, I agree it is ridiculous, but think of it as a positive way that it's helping someone else that cannot, you know, get the help they need.
And we got Hilda in the chat. She's waving at you.
Hey Heather.
She turn around and say, F them kids. Just kidding. I
Okay. See,
mean, all right.
oh yeah, we need better parents like Heather because she's the one that also give like a little bakeries and stuff like that to help kids to do their sports, to you know fundraisers for their sports. So don't believe her.
Facts.
Yes, she said
That
we love the babies. We
Mhm.
do.
All right, so I have this for you: a definition of nature versus nurture debate. Basically, that debate explores the relative influence of genetics, nature, environment, nurture on human development, behavior, and personality. So, as we go through this journey, I'll be dropping some more stuff for you. Um, but take it away.
Okay. So again, why my eyeball was itching? I'm sorry, y'all. Why I choose this subject is because I always, not only did I have issues with this, but I constantly hear these people say, if my dad was there, I would be a better man. And I said to myself, like, okay, so your dad wasn't there, so why you didn't chose to be a better man? Why you did not pick a person, a role model that you look up to and wanted to be like that man? You know, I want to be. I was gonna use Bill Cosby, but he just killed it. I just thought about
Oh
it, but
Lord, not Bill Cosby, not that man.
excuse me.
Oh my
You
Lord.
know, you got the TV dads that, you know, they're there for their family. They're, you know, there for the kids, the wife, and everything, and to provide. Okay, they show you those kind of dads on TV. So, if that's the kind of man you want to be, just, I mean, you don't have to be Bill Cosby. It just could be someone that you look up to and say, that's the kind of man I want to be, versus on the street man. He got money, he got hoes, he got cars. Is that how you want to be? Because just remember, if you have kids and you have a daughter, do you want those guys to do the same thing that you did to someone else's daughter? So you have to make a change in yourself. You have to control what and who you want to be. So stop blaming, you know, your dad for that one. You have to just grow up. Females, see, I heard y'all say the same thing. Well, my mama, she was on welfare, so you know she had 5 kids, so I'm gonna be like my mama. Break the cycle, okay? It is not your mom's fault that she had 5 kids. She wanted those 5 kids. You know, hey, change it. If you want 5 kids, fine, but take your 5 kids and take care of them. Stop blaming your parents for your mistakes while you are grown right now. What my chat line said, because it looked like it's pretty busy over here.
Chatline says, I have heard that before, but that is not a legit reason. If
It's
they
not.
saying for why people don't act right.
That's right.
And then it also says, yes, females do say that dumb ish. So I guess he rocking with you 100%.
Yeah,
And then also say, yes, break the cycle. You have to be the change you want to see.
that's right.
Seeing her Michael Jackson bad.
And so it's like, and I can tell you for examples, Simone Biden, she was adopted.
Good point.
Look what she's doing in life, and she was struggling with depression. She was struggling with ejection. So it's like she came out of that, and she turned herself into what she wanted to be. She went to her dreams and made it happen. So don't look back at what your parents did or what they didn't do for you. Be that man or that woman and be what you want to be in life. Change the cycle, break it up. There's no need to keep on blaming people for the mistakes that you have made while you are grown.
Mhm.
Okay? So try something different. I think a lot of people need to, you know, stop doing it. I hear it all the time, and I'm hearing these people talk about this like if they actually put something in their drinks and made them change into a bad person. No, you made those choices. You made those choices to go hang out with your homeboys because you know when you was hanging with them homeboys, you know that first mind that come to you, man, I don't think I need to be with these cats.
Facts.
That's when you need to leave. Those girls, when you know that y'all hanging around the wrong crowd and you say, damn man, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. But you have that person that's in your head that said, nah, girl, stay. We can, you know, we're gonna have fun. And then somebody end up getting raped, somebody end up getting missing. I mean, it'd be all kinds of stuff. But it's because you're not listening to that first mind. You want to hear about what people did in the past and then try to make it your future. It's not gonna work. Because guess what? It's nothing like how it was when I was coming up. This world is heartless. and you still living in that past and trying to live like your mama or your daddy or your uncle or your oldest brother, oldest sister, they not about that life no more. It's harder. It's heartless.
All right. We got a video if you want.
Okay, let's get that video going.
All right. Let's see. Do you want to check the chat first before we get into the video?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay. Heather says, yes, I love her. She is so amazing. Everyone has the power to make their life what they want it to be.
Mhm.
And change is scary, but you have to step out of your comfort zone and take that risk.
That's true.
So, okay.
That's so true.
Let's do this. Share the screen. This is nature and nurture, nature versus nurture from 23andMe. So if you know what 23andMe is, it is that the little chromosome test you can take.
Okay.
So they should be very much not biased about this. So
Good.
go ahead and do that and do this. Okay. And let's bring it down.
What's up, everyone? I'm Helena Alamu, and welcome to another episode of the DNA Download, where we explain the science of genetics so you can live in the know. It's an age-old question. Was I born this way? In other words, am I the way that I am because of my DNA or because of my lifestyle and my environment? Is it nature or nurture? Here to help answer this question is Dr. Ruth Tenen, who works on the product science team at 23andMe. Thanks for being here, Ruth.
Thanks for having me.
So, Ruth, how much of who I am comes from my DNA and how much is due to things I've experienced and been exposed to in my life?
Well, it kind of depends on which aspect of you we're talking about. So some traits, like your blood type, are determined entirely by genetics. Others, like whether you like the taste of broccoli, are influenced by both genetics and your experiences.
Oh, so you're saying there's a range in terms of how much genetics influences different traits.
Exactly. So imagine putting your traits along a spectrum, with traits that are strongly influenced by genetics on one side, that's the nature side, and traits that are strongly influenced by environment on the other side, the nurture side. That spectrum represents a concept that scientists call heritability.
Heritability. Whew, quick, say that 5 times fast. So, is it called heritability because you inherit genes from your parents?
Exactly, yep. So for each trait,
All right. If you want to speak on it, then we'll play a little bit more.
No, go ahead and play a little bit more.
Okay.
heritability is basically just a way of describing how big a role genetics plays in explaining the differences between people. Now, one really important detail is that heritability applies to populations rather than to individual people. So it can't tell you exactly how big a role genetics plays in determining your individual traits, but it's still a useful jumping off point to help us understand how genetics and environment shape who we are.
Got it. So what are some traits that would fall on the nature side of that spectrum, where genetics plays a big role?
So there are actually some diseases where genetics is pretty much the whole story. So let's use sickle cell anemia as an example. Sickle cell anemia is a disease that affects our red blood cells, and it's caused by a single DNA variant. In order to have sickle cell anemia, a person has to inherit 2 copies of that variant, one from mom and one from dad.
So you're saying that whether someone has sickle cell anemia is determined entirely by their DNA?
Exactly. But most traits and diseases don't have such a strong genetic component. Instead, they're influenced by lifestyle and environment too.
Interesting. So I try to eat well and live a healthy lifestyle, although I may indulge in a donut or 2.
I am also a huge donut fan.
Good.
But yeah, lifestyle factors like diet and exercise can make a big difference in our health, even for diseases that are influenced by genetics. So let's take type 2 diabetes. Scientists have identified hundreds of DNA.
Type 2 diabetes, by the way, guys. Remember, we had a whole show about that, part of a whole show about that. It affects our community. So, pay attention to it.
Definitely.
Variants associated with type 2 diabetes, but we also know that regardless of our genetics, we can reduce our risk for type 2 diabetes by eating healthy and working out.
So what about traits, like height, for example? I would love to be 2 inches taller. Who do I talk to about that?
Well, unfortunately, I can't help you there, but I can say that height is influenced by both genetics and environment, a combination of kind of nature and nurture. So for example, when I was born, my mom, who's 5 feet tall, my dad, who's 5'6", they were pretty sure I wasn't gonna be the tallest kid in the class.
And that's because genetics plays a big role in determining how tall we are, right?
Exactly, but even though height is influenced strongly by genetics, Things like nutrition can also play a role. So, for example, if there's a child who is genetically inclined to be tall, but she doesn't get enough healthy food to eat when she's young, she may end up being shorter than she otherwise would be.
Wow.
And that idea that both genetics and lifestyle and environment are important in shaping who we are and in explaining differences between people is actually true for a whole ton of other traits too, from our personalities to whether we're nearsighted to whether we experience motion sickness.
So, when we think about what makes us who we are, whether it's nature or nurture, the answer is usually that it's both.
Exactly. Genetics plays a role, but it usually isn't the whole story.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks again for being here, Ruth, and we'll see you next time on the DNA Download.
So you see how that plays out. You got the you got to eat healthy, and when you coming up, you don't have no choice to eat healthy because you got to eat what your parents feed you, right? So that I kind of agree with that, and then I don't.
It's okay
But
not to agree with it.
it's just my opinion, right?
It's your
Um,
opinion.
well, because and the reason I say that, and I can do that as my opinion, because I grew up in the country, okay, and I think I told y'all this on a couple episodes. It wasn't no fast foods where I grew up at. So basically, I ate garden food. Like I ate vegetables. I didn't care for meat a lot when I was growing up. I didn't eat chicken until on a minute. But anyways, I thought I should be like built like an ox, the way I eat the garden food and the good supposed to be healthy food. But hey, I didn't do it. I didn't get big, like I thought I was going to be. But then I look at my mom and my dad, they both small frame and they both tall. And believe it or not, I'm the shortest one. Out of all of my well, my brothers and sisters and my mom and dad, I'm the shortest one. Hmm, what happened? Well, anyways,
Hmm.
as far as the scientists on us acting like our parents, I believe that boy. Because if you ever pay attention to your parent, your mom or your dad, and you be like, oh, he act all stuck up, or he don't never say nothing, or he just go into them mood swings for no reason, just sit back and look at yourself. Just take a time out and see if you have those mood swings, or do you do certain things as your father or certain thing as your mother. Now, me, unfortunately, I look just like both of them. I don't know how that happened, but it's like if I go around my dad's side of the family, they say I look just like his twin. I go around my mom's side of the family, they say the same thing. I get called Junior, through certain family members because they say I look like my mom or my dad. So I believe that part, but um, I don't think I took all of their personality. I did take some on both sides. But then I also took time out and realized that things that I didn't like about my dad or things that I didn't like about my mom that I wanted to change that was in me, then I changed it. And I kept it moving because some things that they did, I didn't want to do. And that's what made me gain my own personality, my own character, and who I am. Instead of blaming them for what they didn't do, I end up coming up with my own little thing. And that's what some of you all should do. Stop living in the past and blaming your mom or your dad for not being tall or not having long hair or you can nowadays you can buy weave. I mean, even the men's and women's, they wearing weave. They even getting their eyebrows arch. The men's are. So, you can build your own character of who you want to be. So what y'all think, check nine?
So I don't see any new chats, but I do have a question.
Okay.
So as far as like relationships, as far as like black relationships or just relationship in general, do you think that is more of a nurture? They've been taught that way, or nature? They just are that way because some people will be like, well, I have a temper because of my dad, and that's why when I'm in a relationship, I'm kind of short. Do you think that that's a good reason, or do you think they're just using it as an scapegoat?
Okay, so I'm answering it like two different ways. Um, when when you growing up, the people that you grow up around, they play a big character in your life and how you start reacting. You know, um, if you came up around a lot of positive people that knew how to handle stress or pressure situations, then you will learn how to handle that. But if you grew up around people that um, didn't know how to handle stress and depression and they always pop off, then
But I'm
you
so
wouldn't
frustrated.
you wouldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? You'll sit up there and react on that.
Guess that
So I think that's
ignorance
when you
is
start
bliss.
trying to handle it
Before the
that
news,
situation
trying to
kind
get
of a
past the
different way. You'll be kind of irritated if you grew up around hostile people. If you grew up around people that was kind of low key, then you know how to handle that. Um, as far as like you talking about the short part,
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes people just like they say they have an issue so that they don't have to change. And I guess my question is, should we be requiring people to change, or should we just be trying to figure out who they are and either adjust or try to find somebody that matches your nature?
well, you want to find somebody that's on the same level as you. Okay, so if it's somebody that you work with, that have different problems, different attitudes, or whatever, then you as a person, if you want to, you're gonna sit there and try to deal with that person to the best of your ability, and just call it a day. You're just gonna accept what they give to you, or you're gonna move around. So when you go around people like that, it's your choice how you want to deal with it. Because me, I deal with people. I know I got some people that's cool, and then I got some people just throw it off. And the people that's cool, I know I can go there and joke around or whatever. And the people that's kind of throwed off or halfway there sometimes, I know how to deal with them too. So it plays a role in how you want to deal with the situation
Okay.
versus on the person acting a fool with you, so you're gonna act back a fool with them. You gotta build your own character to not really bring yourself down to that level. Just kind of like do a positive thing and move around. When you're in a relationship, uh, a relationship is just like a job, right? So if you know your madness can go from 0 to 10 real quick, learn how to deal with your madness or your attitude, or you're getting mad so quickly. Learn how to deal with it. Like, okay, you don't piss me off, or let me go ahead and count, or let me go ahead and walk off, or we'll continue this conversation later. So you first have to deal with yourself and the kind of person that you want to be, and then that help people to deal with you a certain way. Because everybody had their own little, I guess, upset or their own little personality where they don't want to be bothered. So
Okay.
if you can, just kind of work your character, clean your house out before you sit up there and try to clean out somebody else's house. If you know what I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Don't have anything else coming from the chat right now, which is okay.
Okay.
I do have so I have another video, but it's more so talking about by the looks of it, it's more so just talking about explaining the battle between nature and nurture. But in order to make it a more, I guess to say a more in depth conversation, um, I guess my question would be, what do you think is the one thing that people may uh, benefit from getting more nurture as far as like right now? Like if you could say, okay, this is what people need right now. So when you see people dealing or having this type of issue, this is what you should do. What do you think is something that we should all be practicing with the nurture?
Okay, so when you didn't get that love from your parents or whoever raised you, that attention, then sometimes you find it. There go my train.
Toot,
Uh,
toot. Come on, ride that train.
sometimes you find it in, dealing with the streets, dealing with other people that kind of got the same attitude and negative vibe that you have, or sometimes you just shut yourself down and try to deal with it yourself. Um, I feel like if you cannot deal with it, you should go see somebody. It's nothing wrong with going to see someone or just going to talk to someone that you trust that will give you good advice how to kind of get out that rut as being upset, depressed, and feel that the world is against you and that nobody love you. Because that's basically what it is. It's about love, attention that you missing in life. And when you don't have that love and attention, then you you react. You start doing things to make people look at you. They're gonna look at you to like you, or they're gonna look at you to say they throwed off or that mother duck is crazy. If that's what you want, I mean, yeah, you're gonna continue that character because that's the only thing you know. You haven't had no one to come and talk to you or sit you down and just try to really figure out what's going on within yourself. And you haven't even sat down to think about what's up in yourself. Because I have heard some people like, well, this how I was ever since I was in high school, or ever since I was a little kid, this how I was. But that's how you is, was, but can you get over it and move on? Yes, you can. You have to want to do it though. If you don't have no one out there that's gonna show you that love, that support, you're gonna stay in that same rut. And you're gonna start getting those people that have that same negative vibe. And before you know it, you're gonna be an old grumpy woman or a man. Because you just wanted that attention and nobody had time to deal with you and your depression and your pity parties. They didn't have time for it. So you don't know how to show love because you never got love.
Hmm.
That answer your question.
Yeah, it raises more questions because nurture, if if we're gonna give that as nurture, right?
Hmm.
But love is one of those things that we assume would be like a natural occurring thing, like let's say mom and uh, kids, things like that. But how can you then justify some things that might go wrong? Like, for example, somebody cheating. They can love you, but if you believe that love is a nurturing thing, or if you believe that it's nature, you can also believe that it's in that person's nature, biology, to want to procreate with another person. Translation: if he looking, well, he's supposed to look, or if she looking, because let's be honest, I mean, you can tell me better than I can tell anybody else, but y'all get that moment where y'all be like, "Oh, you know, for lack of better words, it's go time. Let me call my ex up, who I don't talk to, at 2 o'clock in the morning, because it's go time." So, can we say that you know people doing bad things because it's nature? We should be understanding and not see it as bad.
But I don't think it's nature. I just think it's called attention.
But that's genetics, though. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
when a certain time of the month for you guys, y'all want to procreate. Like your body is forcing you, like it's making you act crazy. And then
right,
same thing for us. Every
exactly.
every time we see the right pair of hips or the right, whatever it is for you, you know, same reason why in the beauty community, They put the blush on their faces. They try to make try to make you look vibrant and young, healthy looking is the
Mm-hmm.
goal because that is attractive.
Exactly.
So I mean, they're appealing to your nature. So how is it good when it suits, but it's bad when it doesn't?
That's when you got to look in. You got to look deep. You got to look deep before you leap. Everything look good ain't good. So if it's something that you sitting up there, think that okay, this is a fine guy. Uh, he got everything going for himself. Car, house, good job, but had the shittiest attitude and so stuck up and just arrogant. I mean, that should turn you off, right? But
Yeah,
you have
good.
some females go for that. That attract them. You attract what you are. You attract the energy that you give out. That's how that works.
We got a comment in the chat that you might want to address. Heather, she said, cheating is not love.
It's not. But you got some people that they can't do without they lust. They can't keep their hands to themselves because they want to know what is they curious. But they want their cake and their ice cream all together.
See, that's the hard thing because when we start talking about relationships, most men want, they want these characteristics, but they want them tamed and controlled. Like, for example, a dude will want his woman to be appealing, sexy.
Right.
But when he really, really starts to want to be with her, oh no, cover that up.
Yeah.
But that's what got you here. But now
Hello.
you like, no, I'll cover it up.
Yeah.
Or a woman might be like, I like his tenacity. I like how he just a go getter. He don't take no for an answer. And then you see on his phone that he not taking no for an answer. Like, I'm just saying, like, it seems like it is a balance between nature and nurture, but at the same time, it's like we want it to be we want nature to suit us when really I think what we're talking about is nurturing people
Right.
to become to use self-control. I don't think self-control is an actual natural occurrence. What do you think?
Well, I kind of do because it's like certain people can get under my skin. Okay. I mean, I have one person, one of my family members, they can say something to me and I'll go off on them like real quick. But another family member can say the same thing, and I'll be like, hey, move around. It's just, I guess it's that energy. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
know that person is picking at me or trying to get a reaction out of me, and instead of me controlling myself, I give that person what they want. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it kind of, that's why I say you kind of pick up the energy that you have. That's kind of the person that you draw to you. Like
Well, I used to think that.
well, why I say that because I remember I was telling somebody, I said, man, you know what? Every time I turn around, it's like if you shop at the clearance rack for your men's. You
Oh
know,
my.
yeah, because it's
What
like,
that mean?
well, the guys that she date, it just, you get one guy that he got a job, but that's all he got. He don't want to do nothing else. And okay, she's trying to mold this guy, help this guy make goals, accomplish your goals, trying to help that person move up. Didn't happen. All right. Then she give it the next guy, pretty much the same thing. Only thing different was this guy had a car, had a job, but didn't want to do nothing. You know, he wanted to dress her down, and I'm like, that's how you got her. If that's how she was dressing, I can understand. Yeah, you represent me, I represent you. But I mean, when you met me, I wasn't dressed out of character. So why is it now that you with me, I'm kind of like dress out of character.
But do you think that there should be some nurturing on that side as well? To where like, okay, maybe it's a new chapter, you know, maybe this is how you got them, but this ain't how you keep them type stuff.
No, because I mean, like most relationships that I don't hear people talk about is I always heard either the male or the female say, "Remember the way you got me. That's how the way you have to keep me, or the way to keep me. You know, you cook for me. You did all this for me, and now it's like we together, and you rather cook for me, or we don't do nothing no more." So I think you kind of once y'all get together, y'all do take each other for granted that y'all coming home to each other or y'all gonna be on the phone with each other, whatever the case may be, however y'all doing your relationship. So y'all don't spend that time like y'all used to. Y'all don't compliment like y'all used to. You know, it's like I kind of think you got to keep the spice up into that relationship to keep it going. Because if you don't, then that's when people got those wondery eyes, like, shit, you do be.
Okay, so here's my pushback. My pushback is I get on the camera for this one because I know they're gonna be mad. All right, so my pushback for this is all right. So if that's the case, then why are you not using that same nature in the house with that person? What I mean by that is, if you know when you stepped outside, he saw you. You know you had the girls out. You was looking good. You was smelling good. Hey, but you don't do that when you get home. You got on the jogging pants and a t-shirt, you know. But then you get mad at another type of woman, which we ain't gonna name, that will literally time when their husband or their boyfriend's gonna get home and get in the shower and get all dolled up. They ain't been nowhere. They ain't planning on going nowhere, but they just know I gotta keep them that way. Is that then nature or is that nurture at that point, or was it just all seduction? And we got health in the check, crying, laughing.
I think, I mean, doing that is good. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to think about reality. I don't think an everyday thing that you should do that. Every
Why
once in a
not?
while, because you got to
But
realize
that's how you got them.
exactly. But then, okay, so if it's gonna be like that, it also got to play on both parts, on both
Right,
ends.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
When
It
I
just
saw
can't be
you, I
like,
liked you, I wanted you, I hunted you down because I wanted you because I liked what you look like. Now
all
you
right,
mad at me because I'm not hunting you because you don't look like what you used to look like.
exactly, and that can go the opposite way.
Facts,
You know,
definitely can. Yeah,
so it's that's when you say, that's when you make things spice. You say, okay, you know what? We're gonna have a date night. We're gonna have just us. It's
now I'm
no
not talking
cell
about life
phones.
though. Like
I
life
know.
happens,
Yeah,
but just in
I'm
general, like somebody just refusing. Like I
right.
got you, so I'm just here.
Yeah, now that you got me on relax, I can,
Yeah,
I can do the moo moo,
yeah.
yes, you have to um, just keep things together. You know what I'm saying? When life, you married, you have kids. Kids wasn't there, didn't have the kids. Everything was bam.
Yep.
Kids came around. It's like, you know. Now you have to make time for each other. So that's why I said you have to have those days that it's going to be just you and that person.
Right.
No cell phones. I mean, if it's the movie night, then yeah. If it's the going out, yeah. You know, be spontaneous. There's a
So
lot of
can you
people like that.
qualify this stuff as nature? Because I don't think it's nature at this
It's
point. I
not
think it's more
nature.
so nurture, right? Like,
Yes.
okay, just I just want to make sure we're
Oh
still
yeah. No,
tracking.
it's not nature. It's just nurture. You just you want to show that person like this is how we gonna chill. That's gonna keep a person mind and eyes on you
Right.
versus on somebody that's oh yeah we got they'll be here in a minute. I guess I cook. I may make him a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Hmm.
That make people say, okay, yeah, you nurturing me because you're feeding me, right?
Right.
What about
But if
physically?
you feed them right though. Like if you really can cook in that kitchen, I'm telling you, like It's something about that. It's
Yeah,
genetics. I know that
hello.
there is good food here, and there that creates an obligation for safety. I feel comfortable here.
Right.
I think if you're a smart individual, you learn how to utilize both, because I believe that is where self control comes from, the balance of both nature and nurture.
Exactly.
Um, but
And see,
that's my opinion. But this is let me get
Slim
off this
J,
cat.
Slim J, just my opinion. But yeah, that's
Your
just something you have
your
to
opinion.
do. That's just something that you have to do. Like I said, when you coming up um, in high school, you're getting yourself ready for the world. So if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a drug dealer, a slut, a hoe, whatever your preferences are,
Fact.
you know it. But then I think it comes from where you came from. So if I grew up around a lot of animosity, a lot of drama and everything, I have to make a choice. Is that something I want in life, or is it something I want to move around? I don't want to be part of that. And then when you establish that, your lifestyle, how you want to be, what kind of person, what kind of mother, father, wife, husband, then once you clear that up with yourself, then you can get someone that's on the same level that you can nurture, and it can be natural. You're gonna natural know that person because you know yourself first of all. So when a person study you and want to be with you and everything, then that start coming naturally.
That is a perfect segue to the last video that I actually have. Because as you were talking, the videos I had up, I just started scratching them. I was like, nah, they ain't gonna go, they ain't gonna go. But this one will. It's
Okay.
titled "How Do You Get to Know Yourself Fully?"
Hello.
And I believe this is a shaman, but he's actually talking to like entrepreneurs at an organizational meet. And it
Cool.
came to me because I watched it before, but I think it matches now, especially what you saying pretty much. And let me know if I'm wrong, but in order to be able to balance the nurture and nature and to understand somebody, you have to first understand yourself.
Facts.
That's what I'm getting from what you're saying.
That's exactly right.
All right, so let's play this. It is about 6 minutes long. So what we'll do is, if you pop back up on the screen, like as a stop moment, and we can't play it all the way through, but uh, in one go. But if you just pop back up on the screen, I'll pause it, and then you can talk about that part.
Okie dokie.
All right, let's go ahead and share that, and here we go. And chat, if you have questions,
Just got to
one
be
minute.
introduced, that's all. You're paying too much attention to everything around you, not enough attention to this one. But the quality of your life is essentially determined by how you carry this one. Yes or no? This moment, what kind of clothes you're wearing, what kind of car you parked outside, what kind of home you live in does not determine the quality of your life. This moment, how joyful are you feeling within yourself determines the quality of your life, isn't it so? Nothing has been done about it. You think it'll happen in consequence, and you're setting impossible goals for your happiness. If I have to be happy, my wife should be like this, my husband should be like that, my children should be like this, the world should become some other way. Well, these are impossible conditions you're setting for your happiness and peacefulness. Now that you have compromised yourself to peace, why I'm saying compromise yourself to peace is because a lot of people have given up aspirations for being ecstatic or blissful. If I'm just peaceful, it's enough. Even the so-called spiritual leaders are going about and saying peace is the highest goal in your life. Peace is not the highest goal in your life. If you want to enjoy your lunch today, you must be peaceful. Yes or no? If you're not even peaceful, there is nothing in your life that you can do in a worthwhile
Peace.
way.
Peace is like one of your main things. I learned that once you have peace with yourself, everything else kind of play in with it. I mean, that's exactly true. And that goes back to what I said is you gotta pretty much clean out your kitchen, know what you want, know what you don't want, and know what you will deal with and what you won't deal with. So I think he got something going on. Hey, Monty. I think he definitely has something going on right now. Thanks for joining, Monty. Okay, carry on.
To be peaceful essentially means this, that you're not messing your mind. To be peaceful means that your system is at ease. You know how to conduct your mind, you know how to conduct your emotions, your body and your energies. You are peaceful. It is not a rocket technology. It is the most basic thing. You have a dog at home, you give him his food, he sits peacefully. Maybe not ecstatic, but peacefully. Many times they're ecstatic also. Yes? If your dog is able to sit peacefully, oh, he doesn't have to run my industry. That's not the point, he's got his own stuff going. See, it has nothing to do with the external activity that you're doing. It's got something to do with the internal systems as to how they're functioning. Essentially, it means neither your body, nor your mind, nor your chemistry, nor your emotions, nor your energy are taking instructions from you. They're doing their own thing. Once your machine is not in your control, being peaceful is impossible. I'll tell you, you get into your car and now you go there and you want to turn this way. You do this to the steering, it goes this way. Can you peacefully drive this car? Can you? No. Anxiety is natural, isn't it? This is what has happened to your vehicle. It's out of control. You've never done anything to find out where the steering wheel is, first of all. This is not that simple as a car, this is a super computer. Now the problem is most people have not even bothered to find the keyboard. They think if they do this, somehow it'll work. When you're given such a highly sophisticated machine, if you do not conduct it properly, it will cause many problems to you. By accident it's working. I want you to know this is made this way. If you hold your hands like this, it'll breathe one way. If you just turn it around, the very way you breathe, the breathing pattern itself changes in your lungs. You can try it if you want when you have the time. This way, this way. I'm saying everything that you do, fundamental changes are happening in this machine because it's such a sophisticated machine. It's more than a touch screen. If you just wish it, it will happen. When you have such a…
So I get what he's saying, and yeah, you have to like really listen to him. He got a deep accent.
Yeah.
That's why I was telling you about the control. You know, if you get so pissed off, you know what level that will get you to that level that you want to reach out and touch someone. That's the level that you want to bring down because you don't want to take yourself to that level. You know, if I get into an argument or whatever, and I see myself like I see like little black little things blinking in my eyes, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute, let's take a time out.
Right.
So that's when you have to start taking control of how you react to certain things, because we all have feelings, you know, we all have reactions, and how you control that reaction and feeling is on you. You cannot let nobody get free rent in your head and make you explore on them. So he's making a good point. Carry
All
on.
right.
sensitive and sophisticated machine and you are operating like a blacksmith, then being peaceful seems to be difficult. Peace is not the high…
I'm sorry, real quick. He said working like a blacksmith. When he said that, it reminded me of nature. It reminded me of impulses. It reminded me of what we call lust,
Right.
what we call like uncontrolled, unmitigated anger, and we just act like we're just hammering away at it, hammering away at it. Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to add.
That is so true. You want to, like I said, you want to get control of stuff like that because it's a lot of people in the penitentiary because they could not control their emotion or their feelings or their action, and now they sit back and think like, you know what, I could have did it a different way, but now I'm here, and now they have plenty of time to think and to control those reactions. Another thing, you know, they said that they're not going to listen to nobody. They're not going to do nothing that nobody tell them to do. Well, when you down there, you're going to eat, sleep, whatever else you got to do on their time, not your time. So this lets you know that you do have control of your actions. And I have what
We
Lamont
had one
say?
from
Yeah,
Mr. Johnson. He said, "True, you can't control the situation, but you can control your reaction."
hello,
And I think
facts.
I might have come up with my show name now. I think I might have
Okay,
got it. I think it's gonna be fine tuning.
okay,
So thank you, Mister Whoever your name is on this thing. Because I can't say your
Lamont,
name. And,
Lamont
no,
Johnson.
not Lamont.
Ooh.
The Indian guy right here. I can't say
Oh,
his name.
oh, why can't I
And
see
Mister
it?
Johnson and Slim.
Hello, can I get paid behind it? No, just kidding. Go ahead.
I give you $20.
Ah!
Highest goal in your life. It is the most fundamental requirement. Don't ever set peace as the highest goal. If you do that, you will only rest in peace. You must see, to be peaceful is the first thing in your life, isn't it? If you want to do anything sensibly in your life, if you want to conduct any situation in your life sensibly, to be peaceful and happy is fundamental. Such a fundamental thing is rising to heavens these days. People think they're going to be peaceful somewhere else, not here, because you have never paid attention to this machine, never paid attention to the internal mechanism of how a human being functions, what is the basis of everything that's happening within you. It takes a little bit of attention. That's why our basic program is called as inner engineering. We have engineered the whole world the way we want it. Much comfort and convenience has come, but well-being has not come, isn't it? Because well-being will not come. Well-being will come only when this is engineered the way you want it. Only then you will know well-being.
All right, that was a good one.
That really was.
That was a
Yes.
good one.
And that's the thing. See, what he's saying is like the car, you know, you have that wheel. You know, I know you heard people say, Lord, take the wheel.
Thanks.
You need to say you need to say that to yourself when you know you get in situations that you can control it, but then you so into your reaction that you forgot about the controlling part, and now you want to react and say something that you don't have no business saying, or you want to say it, but you can say it like in a different tone, or do something that you know gonna wreck the ship and it's gonna go down real hard. It's gonna sink, and most of them that sink don't come back. When they go, they go. So that means you get into that zone where you so pissed off and you can't control your reactions. It's hard for you to come back because even after the fact, your brain and your blood is still pumping, and you know your anxiety, your heart, your everything is just going like 100 miles per hour because either you didn't get to touch that person or it was something stopped you. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of stopped you too late because now your blood pressure is high. You don't let these people get free rent in your head because you did not get to touch them or to react on them like you thought you should. And then some people think, you know what? I'm glad I didn't touch them. I'm glad that I didn't go through that. I'm glad I walk away. When you walk away from situation, does not mean that you less than a person when you sit up there and listen to that person or say what you had to say. It don't make you a lesser person. It don't make you a weak person. It make you a wise person because you get to go walk off, think about it, and blow that shit off.
Correct.
Or you can do it and be behind bars and think about it. And then you have to listen to these people tell you when you can eat, sleep, and shit. No, I don't think I
Right.
want that. So,
And for me, what I found is that because I do talk to a lot of people throughout the day, the one thing that people tend to respect the most, and women tend to like the most, and men tend to want to have the most, is this thing called stoicism, and that's basically being able to control and regulate your emotions.
hello.
Pretty much being able to, and this might sound weird, but being able to nurture yourself.
Exactly.
It's such a thing as even when babies, like at a certain point, you gotta let them cry so they can figure out how to control their own emotion because their nature is something is wrong with me. I'm not comfortable.
Yes.
I'm laying on my back and I would rather be on my side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry, but you gotta learn how to adjust yourself.
So I get
And
that assistant.
right.
Don't
So
turn me over. If you don't turn them over, then they're gonna figure out a way to turn themselves over. Next thing you know, they on their stomach, they crawling.
facts. And that's exactly how you I believe that's exactly how you have to be with the nature versus nurture. It's not a versus.
All right.
It is a symbiotic relationship between the two. You got to be able to react when the time comes for reaction, but you also have to be able to restrain. You
That's it.
got the R&R,
Hello.
relax and restrain. So
You gotta know it.
uh,
You gotta know it.
we are at the hour. It went by pretty fast. Went by
It
pretty
did.
fast. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm well, like I said, I'm under the weather, but I'm glad that y'all did show up. Y'all supported me. Um, this subject was something that I see every day. Um, and I just thought it was something that, needed to be put out there to let you know that you can control yourself, that you can do better in life. You don't have to think about your past. Living in the past is like having a flat tire. You're not going to get nowhere with that. You can learn from it, but don't dwell in it. Learn from it, move from it, go forward. So I feel like by me talking to you all about it, that if someone you know or if you're doing it yourself, just learn how to sit back and find out who you are and what you want in life. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about what the world is doing. Worry about you and you own it. Because that's who's you're gonna be your best cheerleader. You're gonna be your best critic. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be the person that you wanna be and not what you think you should be on your past. So I really enjoy everybody from coming out, standing up with me with my squeaky voice.
You did great though.
Yeah, because I mean, my nose, my head feel like it's this big.
Mm.
This sinus here in Houston, Texas, boy, it's
Boy.
I don't know what's going on. You catch the rain, you about to drown. Catch the sun, you about to fry. So, and when wintertime, I'm gonna be bitching too. So, hey, we're not gonna never be satisfied, but we can only, try to do good deed and live in the time frame that we have. As far as the heat, the cold, and the rain. It is it's something that we got to deal with, and that's another thing. Environments can make people have bad attitudes as well. So
Facts.
try to keep a positive attitude about everything. I know it's hard sometimes. Most time when somebody comes towards me with some bullshit, I laugh it off, or I don't want to laugh in that person's face, but I'll just give them like one of those craziest looks that sometimes I cannot control. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's a whole different subject. But
That's a
anyways,
whole different show.
it is. So again, I appreciate everyone for showing up, supporting me. Um, with Slim J, just my opinion. Uh, don't forget tax-free weekend. So get out there if you got the money, help them. If you don't have the money, and just you want to help kids, they have drives that you can donate, or you can just go buy school supplies and take them to. I think someone was Walmart's. I'm sorry, I just didn't do a lot of homework on that. But they have different little spots that you can go and drop supplies off for those who, can't afford it. Another thing, since I'm sitting up here talking through my nose and squeaking, COVID is coming back and it's coming back strong, people. I know y'all didn't want to take the shot at first. I didn't want to take the shot. I didn't want to take the first one. I didn't want to take the second one. Look like I'm about to take a third one because it's coming back. Make sure y'all stay up on y'all health as far as your COVID shots, your flu shots, and men's, women's, the COVID screen tests. Okay, it's just a lot of things y'all got to not only clean up with your attitude and your personality and everything, but also stay up with your health. That's a big factor because when you're in pain and you're not feeling good, that attitude gonna come out there, and that the person that love you don't know how to deal with that, they'll probably kick your ass to the curb because some of y'all are mean when y'all sick. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm just a little natter. I be wanting my mommy. But anyways, again, thank y'all for tuning in with Slym J. Just my opinion. Um, Hit us up on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and just enjoy the rest of your night. And hope to see y'all again next Thursday.
All right. And we out, y'all.
Good night.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss.